Hey guys, what is up? Sam or Scorpiola here, bringing you guys my predictions for E3 2018. Now this video is going to be broken down into all the different developers, bit by bit. We're going to talk about what I'm expecting each of the main developers to announce at their conferences. So that's going to be EA, Sony, Microsoft, Ubisoft, Square Enix, Bethesda, and a brief mention of Nintendo. I'm not the biggest expert on Nintendo, but I know a fair bit about our other developers, so I'm going to go right into them. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. So starting off with today's press conference being EA Play, happening on the 9th of June. So yeah, if you're watching this video, that's tonight, so make sure you tune in for that. 7 PM UK time. So yeah, let's break down what to expect from them. First up, Anthem, the brand new game from the developers of BioWare. And yeah, this is basically a shoe-in to appear. We don't have a release date yet for this, so I'd expect that. Probably some gameplay. We know it's like a futuristic game, military with jetpacks and stuff. It looks like a lot of fun, honestly. I'm excited to see what they bring us for that. Obviously expect your usual sports lineup of the 2019 editions of all their usual EA sport games. FIFA, NBA, NHL, Madden. Everything you've come to expect from EA every year. Slightly less common one for EA here, Skate 4. Now Skate 3 was very popular back in like the 360 PS3 days. That game was big, honestly. Everybody loved that game, and they still do today. And a couple of years back in 2016 they actually shut the servers off for that game, which a lot of people were quite annoyed about. But they actually just put them back on last week. Very random timing to do that. So I'd say the fact they're putting that back on the week before E3, and now yeah, that's just coming up with all the hype about people wanting to see that happen. I think this could be the E3 we finally see Skate 4 actually get a reveal, and honestly that would break ground. Honestly, that would be mind-blowingly popular for EA. Now a big IP they do have actually is Star Wars. Now obviously they have Battlefront 2, and that game had a lot of controversy with its loot boxes, so I'd expect we may see an apology from them regarding all the issues with that. But on that game, I'd say expect some details about future events, themed expansions, maybe some modes that they have coming out. We'll talk a bit about that potentially later. Now, next, we do know there is more Star Wars titles coming from other developers. So we know there was a single-player game coming from Visceral Games, which has since been shut down, and that project is now being worked on at EA Vancouver. Apparently that game was seen as being too linear, so it's going through changes to adapt it, so likely they'll add probably either a co-op element, or maybe keep it single player and add like some kind of open world RPG elements. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. Hopefully it still stays a very story driven experience, because I don't just want another Battlefront type of game. That game could be very exciting to play if it does stay like that. Now, another developer who have been known to be working on Star Wars game is Respawn, the developers of Titanfall. Now, their game has been said. We have a few details about this, but very little is known overall. We know it's going to be a third-person action adventure game. We know it's been in development at least 4 years, so it's probably time for them to start showing that off. And it's been described as being slick, larger-than-life action, and fun, groundbreaking mechanics. So I honestly have no clue where they're going with that, but that could be really exciting to see if it's actually going to be that different and unique to stuff we've seen before. Honestly, I'm not sure the route they take it. Maybe an Empire kind of game. I'm not sure if they want to do them more about soldiers and kind of normal people of the Star Wars universe, or if they want to make a Jedi kind of game. I mean, they haven't really done that yet. So that could be a very big possibility. I expect we'll only see one of them, and I'd guess Respawn's game. It's far more likely based on the development state of the Visceral game. Now, also, EA are one of the few games which haven't yet published a Battle Royale or announced one, so I'd say there's a very good chance they'll announce some kind of Battle Royale mode, maybe something related to Titanfall, an expansion for that game, or a new game altogether, focused around Battle Royale, or maybe a Star Wars Battle Royale, honestly. That would be so cool to see. I don't know how they do it. Maybe they put it into Battlefront 2, maybe they make it a new game altogether. I'm not sure, but I'd love to see a Star Wars themed Battle Royale. And overall, yeah, EA do sound like they have a hell of a lineup for us. If they actually bring it on the Star Wars front, then this year could be big for them. One quick part I forgot to mention for EA, just because, well, you know, it's already happened mostly, but EA will actually be showing off Battlefield 5 multiplayer gameplay at the event. Obviously we had the proper reveal of all the the major details, into including the setting and generally the modes of the game. couple of weeks back, and now we're finally seeing gameplay of the single player, multiplayer, and co-op modes. Hopefully, most excited about that co-op mode for me. Can't wait to see the way they take that. I'd like to see some like co-op story-oriented missions maybe. That'd be really cool to see. Can't wait to see gameplay of that and what they have in store for us there. So now on to the first of our big ones, we have Microsoft. Now obviously Microsoft with Xbox, them and Sony very much have a very competitive rivalry going on at E3, with both trying to top out each other to come out on top as the biggest developer there. Obviously we'll have to see how it goes and see who brings what to the table this year, but honestly I'd say Microsoft have a hell of a lineup in store for us this year. So firstly, Forza. I'd say Forza's all but assured. I mean, we've had the Forza game like every year now, and it was confirmed that's kind of planned to be an annual thing. We had Motorsport last year, so I'd say Forza Horizon 4 is pretty much a shoo-in for E3 this year. Now, I'd also say we can expect a lot of announcements on Sea of Thieves. I'd say that game is going to have a big presence. Obviously, it's already out, but I think they're going to put a lot of time into talking about the future of that game and what we can expect to see from it in the future, you know, in terms of going into its next section of content going forward. A couple of games that haven't been officially announced yet that I think could pop up at E3. Two obvious ones, Gears of War 5, Halo 6. I'd say they're pretty much a shoo-in to appear this year. Fable 4, possibility. I mean, I don't know, could go either way. And Crackdown 3, which has just been delayed actually until next year. But I'd say Crackdown 3, we will probably see some gameplay of here. And now, here's the one I'm super excited for, and the one I really want to see. Superman World's Finest. Now, this was actually leaked to be a Superman game coming this year. Now, it's been teased the last few years by Rocksteady, the developers of the Batman Arkham games, being Asylum, Knight, and City. Now, yeah, they've been teasing a Superman game for a long time. I think this is going to be the year it finally gets shown off. There's been a bunch of leaks regarding that finally happening. I would guess they're going to go with Xbox in terms of DLC and generally showing things off, you know, early there, because Marvel have a partnership with Sony, obviously with that new PS4 Spider-Man game being exclusive over there. So I'd say it seems more than likely DC will go with Microsoft just because it's the opposition. Even though Arkham Knight was had DLC early on PS4, I'd assume they'll probably go to different developers. Now, as far as I'm aware, that is all the major stuff that Microsoft have for us this year. I haven't seen much about, you know, generally what to expect for them. I'd assume we'll probably see a lot about upcoming content for future games they have. Maybe something about that Halo TV series we heard about so many years ago now. And yeah, get excited for Xbox, guys. So next up, it's time to talk Bethesda. Obviously, Bethesda are a very well-known company in the gaming industry because they have done just so much big stuff. I mean, between Fallout and Elder Scrolls, Doom, Wolfenstein, they've done so many big games. But let's talk about what they've got coming for us this year. Obviously, probably nothing from Wolfenstein. Maybe a DLC kind of expansion reveal. I don't know if that game's meant to have DLC or not, but yeah, we might see something in the way of expansions for that. Fallout 76 was just announced a wee bit ago, and we really don't know a huge amount on this game, apart from the fact it's not going to be your traditional single-player RPG we get with Fallout. So I would guess they may go the Elder Scrolls Online route, and we may have kind of something like that where you can play with your friends. Maybe something, I'd guess something in that vein, honestly. Fallout, but with multiplayer and all that kind of stuff. That could be a lot of fun. Or maybe they go the Battle Royale route. I don't know. Bethesda have yet to kind of tackle that area, and it's obviously big, and I'm sure they're aware of that. So, I mean, yeah, they could be about to tackle Battle Royale through the Fallout. Now, Elder Scrolls. People have been wanting a follow-up to Skyrim for so long, and sorry to disappoint, but I do not think there is any chance at all that we're going to see this at E3. I don't think. It just seems too early from what they've said about how it's a fair few years away. It seems too early for us to see anything from it yet. I'd say they may allude to an Elder Scrolls game being in development, but I wouldn't say to expect anything big here. Next up we have Rage 2. Rage was a big game a few years back. It was very popular. It was like a first person open world shooter in an apocalyptic universe. So 7 years after the first game's release this will be now. Looks like we're about to finally get a sequel. It was actually one of the games that Walmart leaked accidentally. and it's been all but confirmed by the developers since, who have been like correcting the leak or something by like putting like annotations on it saying about how wrong box art and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all but confirmed to be coming. Next up, Doom 2. Now this has been kind of teased by Bethesda when they were asked about what to expect from their E3 lineup. They said it was their Hell on Earth time. Now, so Hell on Earth was actually the name of the sequel to the original Doom games back in like, I think it was the 90s that game will have been out. So I think that could be teasing a sequel to that being revealed at the event. We really don't know a huge amount about what to expect from Bethesda, but I expect some new IPs in there, maybe one or two. I'm excited to see what they have coming. Next up we have Nintendo. Now this is going to be pretty brief because this isn't an area I have a huge amount of knowledge about, but I thought I'd break down from kind of, I've spoken to some friends, I've done my research, and there is a few interesting things here. So obviously Super Smash Bros. Has been announced. We'll definitely be seeing gameplay of that more than likely, and probably a release date. There is new Pokemon games coming, being Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So yeah, both of them probably going to be shown in a big capacity at the Nintendo event. I'd say that'll be pretty important. Now, on the hardware side, I was thinking maybe an N64 Classic Edition, honestly, similar to the way they had the SNES Classic and the NES Classic, both of which were sellout items, very popular. So I'd say a decent chance, with an N64 being a very popular console for them, there's a good chance they could do that. They could have like the Zelda games on there, so it'd be really cool to see what they could do with that. Now, I would also say, the last few years we've seen Bethesda port their games onto the Switch. So maybe we'll see something there. We have Wolfenstein, we had Skyrim come to the Switch. So maybe it's time for a Fallout game, maybe Fallout 4? I'm not sure, or maybe even Fallout 76 could come to it. I'm not sure, but I'd say expect a Bethesda game announcement for Nintendo. Probably Fallout would be my best bet. Speaking of big ports, Fortnite. Now Fortnite, there was actually a leak regarding that where an update for Fortnite was accidentally uploaded to the Nintendo store. So that sounds like it's coming, probably getting announced at Nintendo this E3, so that'll be pretty exciting for, you know, Nintendo players to finally get their hands on that. Other couple of titles to reel off: Fire Emblem Switch, Metroid Prime 4. All round, I'd say yeah, expect that. Probably nothing from Zelda, I doubt it, too soon after Breath of the Wild. So I'm not sure, that's all about I have to talk about Nintendo. On to the next one. So next up is the ever controversial developer Ubisoft. Now they've had a bit of controversy over the years, just over different things, and I don't know, I don't really understand the full hate for them, to be honest. But Assassin's Creed. Now we do know Assassin's Creed Odyssey is coming, which will be taking the series to ancient Greece. I'm excited to see what they do there. Probably something similar to Assassin's Creed Origins. I'd say it would be very similar in gameplay styles to that, based on the similarity of the era. I'm looking forward to see what they do there, honestly. I didn't actually play Origins myself, but I did love Syndicate. That was the last game I played, so I'm very excited to see what they have for us there. Now, couple of IPs they have coming up, brand new ones. We have Skull and Bones. Now that is actually an Assassin's Creed Black Flag kind of styled pirate game. Looks quite interesting. They also have Beyond Good and Evil 2 coming. Now on their Tom Clancy side, which proves always to be very popular, they have The Division 2, which I'm expecting, I don't know what I'm expecting in changes and, you know, major announcements. I guess probably release date, probably gameplay. I'd say they'll probably show improvements to the first game's flaws, which made the game not quite as popular. So probably the dark zone and kind of things like that. And I think they're going to want to show off how the game has changed and expanded upon the game's original systems. Another one that was actually leaked by Walmart was Splinter Cell. So we're going to have a new Splinter Cell game coming. Don't know if that's actually going to have a title or if it's just going to be called Splinter Cell. It's going to be like a reboot kind of thing to the game series. I'm excited to see what they do with that, kind of a third-person stealth Tom Clancy game. I think that'll be very interesting to see. Now, I don't really know what else Ubisoft have for us this year. I'd probably say a couple of new IPs will be coming. Obviously, I have The Crew 2 being shown off a bit more. Looking forward to see what they have for us there. And, yeah, time to move on to Square Enix. Now, Square Enix is an interesting one. I'm really excited to see what they have for us this year, honestly, because I'm a big fan of a lot of their games. Firstly, let's get off right now with what I know a lot of people are very excited about this year. Kingdom Hearts 3. There's no way they don't give us a release date here. Honestly, 99% chance I'd say they announced a release date. Don't know if it's actually meant to still be coming this year or if it's going to be early next year. I'm not sure, but I know a lot of people who are excited for that, so expect a release date for that. Maybe a new Final Fantasy game could be coming out. I'm not sure, I don't really follow that series a huge amount, but I know the long desired Final Fantasy VII remake could finally be shown, maybe a release date, maybe some gameplay. I'm not sure what they have for us there, but on to the big ones by Square Enix. First up, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now, obviously, we're going to have the big gameplay reveal of Shadow of the Tomb Raider here at the event, following up on the popular Rise of the Tomb Raider and that whole reboot series and the movie they had. Very excited for that game, honestly, to see what they bring us. Loved the past couple of games. Can't wait to see what they have coming up for us. But time for the big one. The one that I know is going to prove, I mean, if they announce this properly at E3, it's gonna break the internet just after Avengers Infinity War, the Avengers project. Now, there was a teaser trailer for this a while back. I can't even remember how long ago it was now, probably coming on a year. And yeah, I'd say the Avengers project will probably be showing gameplay. Now, I'd say, from what I've heard, this is going to be a game that is going to be similar to the old Ultimate Alliance games that are on the last generation and did actually get a port to the current consoles. I'd say there's a decent chance that this is going to be kind of acting as a reboot to it. Apparently it's going to have 70 characters in the game, which is going to be insane. I'm looking forward to that. I used to love the Ultimate Alliance 2 game back in the day. I remember being a huge fan of that. So I can't wait to see what they bring in the Avengers project. From what I've heard, there's been some leaks of that. I've been kind of wanting to stay away from it because I'm very excited to see it properly revealed. Maybe they're working on more than one Avengers game. I'm not sure. I would quite like to see, you know, some big like Iron Man game or something like that. But I'd say mainly the Avengers project is a very likely bet for E3 2018. So time for the big one that I know so many people just want to hear about, honestly. Sony. Now, Sony have knocked it out of the park the past couple of years. I can't wait to see what they bring us this year, obviously with Call of Duty, bunch of their other IPs. Let's break it down. There's so much to talk about when it comes to Sony, but let's start off with Call of Duty, honestly. We know Black Ops 4 is going to be there. We know they're going to be showing off another map. I can't remember what it's actually called, but yeah, they revealed it the other day. They're going to be showing off another map at E3. Not sure what else they're going to bring us. Maybe some hints of zombies. I'm not expecting much from zombies, honestly, because I'm expecting... Obviously, that's got their event going on Wednesday, but they're mainly focusing on the history of zombies, with, it sounds like just a few teasers of the future. I'd guess if you're excited about zombies like I am, probably Comic-Con's going to be the bet for that. I'd say we wouldn't expect to see the reveal of the special edition there. I'd say that will also probably be at Comic-Con. I'd say for here, we expect multiplayer details and maybe some more Blackout information. I'll say that would be very exciting. I'd say Blackout's probably the safest bet, honestly, to have a big presence there. Obviously just because Battle Royale is so popular. Now, that long-rumoured MW2 remaster, maybe that could be revealed at E3. We really don't know. We haven't heard a lot about that for a long time. I'm not sure if that's even a real thing or if it's still happening. There was Amazon, there was Walmart, everyone was leaking that game. So I don't know, maybe. I'd really love to see that revealed. I'm not sure if just, you know, opposite Black Ops 4 and all, if we can expect that. A couple of other things that we can expect to see. Just Cause 4, this was accidentally leaked a wee while back by Steam. So yeah, probably that's going to get a reveal. Last of Us Part 2 probably getting its full reveal with a gameplay demo, more storyline details on the follow-up to that 2013 absolute hit. Now we also have the Spider-Man game getting some more information here, probably some more gameplay and story details. Now we actually know the special edition reveal is meant to be coming this E3. You know, with that statue I think that's meant to come with it. I think we're going to see what that looks like. I think they're going to be showing a lot of that off there, I think, because, you know, Marvel is such a big deal, coming off Infinity War especially. There's no way they don't. Red Dead Redemption 2, I mean, that game's been rumoured to have a Battle Royale for a long time, so that could very well have its Battle Royale mode revealed here. Obviously, we're definitely going to have gameplay with its reveal coming so soon. Well, not reveal, release coming so soon. But I'd say Battle Royale mode announcement is very possible, honestly. As I said, I'm expecting at least 5 Battle Royales by the end of E3. So, yeah, I say that's a safe bet to have a big presence there. Obviously, Rockstar is just huge. Now, we also have Borderlands Remastered now, and this was actually rated as a Borderlands Game of the Year edition in Korea. So, it's possible this could be revealed, honestly. This is one of the only games of that series which aren't on the current gen consoles. So, yeah, I'd say there's a decent chance we're going to see that actually revealed and finally seeing some gameplay of what Borderlands Remastered will look like. And in terms of the third Borderlands game, which I know many people have been wanting, it has been confirmed that it won't be appearing at E3. Don't know if they'll surprise us. I heavily doubt it, honestly. I think that's going to be left out of it to come further down the line. A few other things I want to be reeling off. Don't expect GTA 6 at all, guys. It's too soon. It's not going to happen this soon. PUBG PS4 edition could happen. I mean, there was teasers of that possibly coming down the line. So I think we could see a PS4 edition for PUBG coming up as a Fortnite. And obviously H1Z1, which wasn't so popular on PS4, honestly, as I think they will have been expecting. I know, that could actually see its release on there finally. A couple of other things, we have Death Stranding, Days Gone and Hitman 2, probably all getting gameplay shown here. In terms of DLCs for current games, Destiny 2 Forsaken DLC, that big expansion coming later this year, will probably have a big presence there, honestly. Destiny 2, that big expansion, it was, from what I've heard from people I know who do play Destiny 2, it was a big deal. I know people are very excited for it. God of War DLC, I'm pretty sure that game is meant to actually have DLC expansions coming, so I'd say maybe a first DLC reveal at E3, which makes sense with just the kind of scale, you know, of how popular that game was. Probably a teaser of Life is Strange 2, very, you know, that was one of those story-driven, episodic kind of games, which grew very popular. I'd say some kind of hardware could be coming from Sony. I doubt, I mean, they could make something to compete with the Xbox One X. I know the PS4 Pro really didn't do that just because it's nowhere near up to par with where that console's at, so they could do that. Or maybe some kind of portable console off them could be really nice to see. I have been hearing people talking about backwards compatibility, and I want to tell you now, I don't think that's going to happen. Mainly because PS Now's streaming service, where you can play PS3 games through streaming, was actually, I believe, their version of how they went to do that. So I won't say that they're actually going to do that. I'd say, I don't know, they could do some kind of big expansion to that service. I'm not sure. I'd love to see it integrated into PS Plus, honestly, even if it meant the price went up £1 or £2. I think it would be cool to see those two services integrate together for a good price. And yeah, that's the end of Sony. I think they're going to knock it out of the park this E3. I think they're going to have the biggest one just because they've got so many big brands. And yeah, E3 sounds super exciting this year, guys. And with that, guys, that's going to wrap up this E3 predictions video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have, make sure to smash a like down below. Just show your support, leave a comment down below and let me know, what are you excited to see this E3? What do you think is going to be coming, and is there anything that I haven't mentioned here that you think is going to be a big deal at E3 this year? And yeah, I'll see you on more E3 coverage. Bye!